Whitney.
And I'm Leslie.
And today we are talking about
CCRL paperwork.
So there's
So exciting.
So exciting, I know. Just get ready. Sit down. You're just gonna
You're
not
gonna
even be able
burst
to handle
in
it
in a second.
No, but there are two major aspects of CCRL. There's a lab portion, which John and Brooke I think are gonna be covering and kind of going into. And then there's the paperwork portion,
Which is us.
So, and it's a lot. Like, it's a lot.
Yeah, it's kind of daunting when you see the checklist that they give you. I mean,
and initially too, like I mentioned in the video about the kind of introduction, how you get set up to do CCRL. Like, it was just me and John initially, and David. We had hired David on very recently before we did our first CCRL inspection. And so there were all these SOPs there. We didn't even have Mallory when we went through the first inspection. And so it was a group of 3 just doing the work, and we all kind of wore a bunch of different hats. So it wasn't super specific what everyone did. And we had a process, but it wasn't documented. And CCRL, they need to see documentation.
right.
If this happens, how do you handle it? If there's a non-conformance, if there's an incident, if there's this. So, I'm trying to remember how I kind of started. I think I just started looking up different things online. Because, how do you write a freaking
Google saves the
quality
day,
systems manual? Where do you start with that? It's freaking horrible. So anyways, I think I looked on Google, but then honestly, R18, AASHTO R18 is kind of the big piece of it that really goes into the paperwork side of things, and it is very explicit about the sort of things that they want to see. So a lot of it, I pretty much copied and pasted, and then just kind of reworded it so it worked for our company.
Well, and what's funny, we were just talking about this. We have all of these processes now in a binder that, I mean, we haven't really seen them before, and I'm like, Whitney, what are all these things doing in the binder? And because we're we go through them and
we're writing all of
them
these
and write new ones, but why reinvent the wheel?
Yeah, I know,
right?
I know, and we're our team has grown from the 3 of us initially to what are we 10 now,
Right.
and so now it's trying to. There's a lot of processes that we've realized need to be documented. We know how it goes, but if somebody else comes in or somebody new comes in, this is something that Leslie has pushed so much for us since she started. She's like, okay, that's great, but what if Whitney or John are gone? What if you're both gone? Heaven forbid, what if you die?
We're done.
What do we even do?
We don't know.
We don't know what to do.
We just sit there and stare at each other all day.
So that's been kind of one of the big pushes. We've got to start documenting this stuff. But funny enough, there's all these SOPs that are in our CCRL thing that I just never even pull out until it's time to review and revise them for CCRL.
Yeah.
And
well, and
found a little treasure chest there.
I'm sure you guys know from the videos that you've seen, but Whitney has just this amazing brain that just holds so much information, and she knows what's happening. She knows what's going on. She knows where things are at. She knows who our customer's address, and I'm like, I don't have that brain. I don't know how you remember all of that stuff.
It's just not overly helpful if I'm not here either, and that's the
and so to write down your processes and figure out, where do you keep these things and where can other people find them, and what do you do if, Whitney's out sick or something like that, just thinking ahead and seeing where your needs are and how you can make sure that your company is progressing even if you're not standing there watching it.
Oh, absolutely. And that's the piece, especially as you grow, when it's 2 or 3 people, you're probably going to know everything that goes on. And I just have always stayed very involved in all of the aspects of the business.
It's getting hard now.
It's getting a little harder just with the different clients we have and with the employees we have. John I did all of the administrative stuff. I was supporting the lab, and he did all of the reports. And, we worked together in the lab.
Right.
But it was pretty straightforward.
And now we're all
it's we've got Mallory who's writing, we've got Kelly who's doing reports, we've got you doing the schedule for the whole team, social media with Haley. It's just there's a lot of other
a lot of aspects,
cogs, if you will.
Yeah. So those processes and the things that CCRL are really looking for are actually very helpful in
growing your business.
Yeah, I mean, just in having in general. So it's not like they're asking for anything super unreasonable or maybe a little unreasonable.
It seems unreasonable when it's like 2 or 3 people. You're like, why would I even have that?
Yeah.
Literally, like,
yeah,
I know how to do it.
Right. Yeah.
But that being said, I mean, if you ever plan to grow out of that,
it's nice to know
you need to have it.
How to make it happen.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, yeah, I complain a lot about that. I'm really good at complaining.
We like to complain.
We do. Sometimes you need to. But at the same time, like, it's definitely helped. And one of Jonathan's one of his big reasons for doing CCRL is it really helps us to be a better lab because it makes us go through these checks and balances,
right.
To make sure that we've got these procedures in place, that we're checking what's going on in the lab, because how easy is it to not do the maintenance on the compression machine, or you know what I mean? There's just and your SOPs, like your process is more than likely going to change as you grow and evolve, and it's good to document that.
It is.
So,
and it's kind of fun too to look back on it, 10 years from now and say, oh, remember when we just did it?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. So, and luckily each time you go through it, I feel like it's a little bit less stressful and a little bit less intense. Not less stressful. Slightly less intense though, just because a lot of the work is already done. And then it's small revisions and fine tuning things. So, nice. Yeah. But luckily we've got like a great team to help now too, which also makes it a lot less intimidating. So, anyways, thank you so much for joining. Any questions or comments, drop them down below. Like, subscribe, ding that bell for notifications. Go concrete,
beat asphalt.